Hello YouTubers. In this video we're going to be changing out the brake fluid on my 2009 Saab 9.3 Aero all-wheel drive. The brake fluid on this car is old. That is black as soot in that bottle. So we're going to be changing it out. Don't know if it's going to make any difference on the braking system or not. That's really not the point. It comes to a stop just fine. But that's old, that needs to be serviced, and just like any other fluid, we'll be going through the whole car over a matter of time. And so we're going to go ahead and now, since that looks the most terrible, I'm going to start with that guy. So what do we need? We need Pentosin Dot 4. You don't have to have Pentosin. I just have had that in my BMWs and other cars. And the car recommends, around so you can see it, Dot 4, not Dot 5, not Dot nothing else. It says Dot 4. So that's what's going to go back in the car. In order to do this, I have my pump. You've seen this on other videos, maybe not. This thing is a blessing. We will just screw it on when we're ready and pump this thing up to 15 pounds and go around and just undo the bolts. So it makes life a whole lot easier. You can either drain it into a pan. I happen to have a bottle that goes with it, or that I bought with it. And I'm just going to use that to tap in and let it drain into that. This is a backup measure. Before you get going with pumping the brakes and not pumping the brakes, this kit here, 2024, might be 60, 70 bucks. That might be 10 bucks. And then you get out of the pump and brake business, because that's a coordinated effort, requires people's time, and you can just, for under 100 bucks, never ever have to deal with it again. Anyway, one thing unique about this kit is you have to buy adapters based on the type of car you have. This one here is the European adapter. I'll put a link to it in the description below. It comes, you can buy them with Chevrolet or GM adapters, Ford adapters, Volkswagen, whatever. Well, now, Volkswagen would be considered European. Anyway, make sure you have the right adapter before you start the job. Otherwise, it's not going to work right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the furthest wheel from where this reservoir sits, and that would be for me, the passenger rear. Okay, the wheel is off. Everything's out of our way. I've gone ahead and removed the dust cap, brought over a 10mm wrench, got it staged and ready, got on my catch can, hooked onto here, so it shouldn't go anywhere. So now, let's go to the front. We're ready in the back, just to undo the nipple when we're ready. I've already withdrawn as much fluid as I can out of that reservoir. It's right there, not much came out. As you can tell, it's not a big reservoir anyway. So the next thing we want to do is, let's get the lid off, one-handed. And we're going to fill the tank with our Pentosin Dot 4. One thing to note, after I use this, I will use parts cleaner and clean out everything to do with this so that it's in this condition the next time I'm ready to use it, because I use this a lot for every car. So let's put in our fluids and connect her up to the piece, and then we should be good. So we're all connected up. Everything's nice and tight. The fluid is in the jug. We're connected up to our reservoir, and I'm going to start pumping it to 15 pounds. Okay, the directions say make sure it stays at 15 pounds and make sure you don't have a leak. And we'll just give it a few minutes and make sure we have no needle doesn't move, and then we're going to go undo our 10mm bolt on the caliper. Okay, we're back on the caliper. Now what we want to do is break this thing open. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So here's our fluid. I'm expecting it to be black. This could be a sign of a problem because I am expecting it to be black because it's filthy up front. What the problem could be is that we don't have our brake bias valve somewhere in here. Could be the proportion isn't set up right, not set up right. Could be that the valve is bad and we have to replace it because although the fluid is starting to look worse now. So anyway, we want to make sure that this comes out nice and clean and get all the old fluid out of the system. So I'm just going to let it drain. We're looking good on our drain. Our bottle is filling up. I'm going to go keep an eye on the tank, make sure it stays at 15 pounds. So we'll have to do a few pumps up there and just continue until the old fluid is out of the line. For me, the fluid looks crystal clear coming out of this now. I've already emptied the reservoir and it's looking better. So we're going to tighten this back up and move to the next wheel. Okay, we're staged and ready on this side. Let's undo her. Okay, we're done with the back. We're up to the front and we're on the front passenger side. Here's my setup. Just ready to break it loose. Everything's good to go. So let me do that. Fluid should start flowing. On this side, we appear to have some air in the lines. So we'll keep going until it's clear and no air. So that's what we want. Clean fluid. Going down in our jug. Okay, we're on the last wheel. We're set up and ready to go. Let's break her loose. Here she comes in all her glory. So we're done. All four wheels are back on. Everything is back in. We are topped off and we are clear. So, job done. I will say it took just about the entire bottle of Pentosin, the 1 liter. I think it's 1 liter. 1 liter. Took almost the whole thing to do it, including topping off the reservoir. So, YouTubers, if you like the video, like the video.